Welcome to the Funeral Funds Life Insurance Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Vandervate from Funeral Funds of America, and you can find us at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, FUNDS.com. Whether you're interested in term life, whole life, annuities, disability, business continuation, or final expense life insurance funding, we've got you covered. Our team of experienced professionals will guide you through the complexities of insurance products to help you make an informed decision. In this podcast, I'm going to be discussing why and when you should buy burial insurance for your parents. Let's dive right in. The first one is when you need more financial security. Life insurance just provides financial security and protection for your parents. So it can protect either of them when one of them passes away, but it also protects you because if your parents don't have the money, who's going to have to pay for this out of their own pocket? So when that untimely death does occur, life insurance will pay out that death benefit to the beneficiaries. Now, the beneficiary can be either one of your parents. If both of your parents are alive, in most cases, each would be the beneficiary to the other on their policy. And then in most cases, the children would be the secondary or contingent beneficiaries. But when you structure a policy correctly, it's going to protect the whole family and it will protect people from scurrying around trying to get money in place when the worst happens. And that's always the worst time to do it because emotions are high and it's an awful time when somebody passes away. Another when and why of when you should look at burial insurance for your parents, the why would be, to help with estate planning. Life insurance is an invaluable tool for estate planning. And you don't have to have a huge estate. You don't have to have a multi-million dollar estate. Even just property and assets of 15, 20,000, 100,000, $250,000. When somebody passes away, there's always cost associated with getting things transferred over. If you've got enough assets, it can get caught up with the state and probate, and that takes money and time. If you've got enough assets, the government's going to come after with some estate taxes that are just brutal. And, there's always, it seems like, medical bills and credit card bills and stuff to pay off. So, life insurance, burial insurance, can help with all of that. Now, one important thing to note with the burial insurance is if you've got a $25,000 policy for burial insurance for, say, a 70-year-old, and it only costs $10,000, that extra $15,000 can be used in any way, shape, or form that you want as the beneficiary. Now, we recommend that whoever the insured is, they provide the beneficiaries with some instructions on what to do after they pass away. And that's why we include free of charge on our website. You can download it for free, a funeral and estate planning guide. It basically asks you all those questions. You can just get everything written down. And when you pass away, there's no questions whatsoever. And that is so important to do that because it prevents fighting, with the family and the kids and everything. And you think everybody gets along until there's money and assets and things that have sentimental value. And then the claws come out, unfortunately. And many families have been driven apart just because people didn't do proper estate and after death planning. So we can certainly help you out with that. Um, if you've got a bigger estate or you've got more debts or something like that, and maybe a $1 to $2 million policy might be more in order as well too. But a certain portion of that's going to go to just closing out and making sure that all the legal requirements are done after your death. And then once that's all taken care of, the rest of that money can be used for anything. Finishing kids getting through college or paying off the house, mortgage protection, all sorts of things like that. The next reason, the kind of a why for burial insurance, is just covering outstanding debts. Debt's just kind of a fact of life. Everybody has some debt typically. Could be a mortgage, could be a car loan or credit card debt. Life insurance, can help out with these. Even credit card bills, just anything out there. If you've got any sort of assets, what's going to happen when you pass away, if you've got any sort of debt, the companies that you have that debt to, they're going to come after your assets to get reimbursed. So it would be a shame if you, for example, had a house and, they put a lien on it or they came after a portion of that house to pay off the debt. That just complicates things. It's so easy to get life insurance and then, you just use that money and it just keeps all the complications out of having to deal with tax collectors and bill collectors and all that other stuff. Another good reason why you should buy burial insurance is income replacement. You know, uh, when a loved one passes away, this is young or old, but if we're talking final expense here, when a couple, a married couple, when one of them passes away, what's going to happen with Social Security? Let's just say the husband earned more in Social Security than the wife did in this example. Could be any different scenario out there. But if the husband passed away, now the wife would be able to collect the husband's Social Security at the higher amount, but she would lose her Social Security at a lower amount. What that means in most cases is that, a couple, when one passes away, their income is going to be cut anywhere from probably 40 to 50%. That's difficult. So if you have some extra life insurance or extra burial insurance in excess of your burial needs, then that money can be used to replace income. And that's really just critical. When somebody passes away, just things like bills pop out, they pop out of the woodwork, as it were, right? So, what this insurance really does is just provide peace of mind. If your children shopping for this for your parents, they've got the peace of mind that they're not going to be a burden on you because it's taken care of, and you've got the peace of mind knowing that this is just not going to be a issue when they do pass away. This money's there. It's not going to have to come out of your bank account. You're not having to start driving Uber or anything like that to pay for your funerals or doing fish fries or chicken fries or anything like that, bingo nights or anything like that. And really, the last component is just inheritance tax planning. This is more for high net worth people. The government's, they like money. They like your money in particular. So if you've got an estate that's above a certain threshold, government's going to tax everything. And boy, I can't tell you how many times over the history of our country where somebody's had to sell the actual asset, get the money to pay for the taxes on the asset. And that's terrible that, the government's going to tax so severely that you have to sell what they're taxing on to pay the taxes. And that is awful for family, especially when some of these properties and things and assets have been, in the family for generations. So using life insurance is just an amazing strategy to avoid a whole bunch of that stuff going on. Same thing if you're a lower income, helping prevent things from going into probate. If we can keep some of the money out of the estate and have the insurance company pay for it, it can help avoid probate, which, I've had to go through probate with my parents, and it took like 6 months, 6, 7 months, and it's just terrible to get control of the assets that your beloved parents had wanted you to have. So, there we go. That's kind of my point on when and why you should buy burial insurance for your parents. My name is Randy Vanderbeek, and I hope this podcast has been helpful to you. Funeral Funds of America can help you qualify for first aid coverage or benefits at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, funds.com. And our phone number is 888-862-9456. We will be blessed to help you with this in the future. Until that day comes, stay safe, take care, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.